Welcome back to NT Coins World, where today we're diving deep into two incredibly intriguing Washington quarter dollars from different eras. These coins may not be as widely discussed as some of their more famous counterparts, but when it comes to value, historical significance, and their unique features, they are absolutely worth a closer look. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out in the numismatic world, these two quarters could have a place in your collection that is both valuable and rewarding. Our first coin on the list is the 1974 Washington quarter dollar, which, while often overlooked, has qualities that can make it a great addition to your collection. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, and it has remained one of the most beloved and widely circulated coins in U.S. history. But the 1974 issue has its own specific details that make it stand out, even in fine condition. Before we delve into the specifics of the 1974 Washington quarter, let's take a moment to understand the broader context of coin production in the 1970s. This was a period of significant economic change in the United States. The country was dealing with inflation, the effects of the Vietnam War, and shifts in monetary policy. Despite these challenges, the U.S. Mint continued its regular coinage operations, and the Washington quarter remained a staple of everyday transactions. The 1974 Washington quarter was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, with the Philadelphia Mint marking the coins with a D mint mark. In terms of mintage, the 1974 quarter is not one of the lowest mintage coins, but it's not the most common either. In fact, it had a total mintage of approximately 147 million quarters across both the Denver and Philadelphia mints, which means it can be fairly accessible for collectors today, but its value does vary significantly based on condition. Now let's talk about the 1974 Washington quarter in fine condition. In numismatic terms, a coin in fine condition shows moderate wear, but enough detail remains to clearly define the coin's design and features. The obverse, featuring a portrait of George Washington by John Flanagan, will have visible wear on the high points, but the general features of Washington's profile and the inscriptions around the edge will still be legible. On the reverse side, the eagle will have visible wear, and while some of the finer details might be softened, the overall design will remain intact. While this coin isn't necessarily rare, it's still significant in its own right. The market value of a 1974 Washington quarter in fine condition can typically range from $5 to $15 depending on factors such as the presence of mint errors or unique characteristics. However, if you come across a specimen that shows additional features such as slight doubling, off-center strikes, or other minting errors, the value can increase substantially, even reaching into the $50 to $70 range in some instances. So, while the 1974 quarter may not be a high-dollar coin in its base form, it has the potential for significant increases in value if you're lucky enough to find one with those special attributes. The second coin. Now that we've covered the 1974 Washington quarter dollar, let's transition to our next coin, the 1988 P Washington quarter dollar. The 1988 P quarter marks a continuation of the Washington quarter design series and represents an entirely different era in U.S. coinage. By the time the 1980s rolled around, the U.S. Mint had already made several changes to the way it operated, and coin designs were often being evaluated for potential updates or redesigns. However, the Washington quarter design, though slightly altered through the years, was still prominently featured. The 1988 P Washington quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the P mint mark. Coin collectors often pay attention to mint marks because they can give important insights into a coin's rarity and provenance. In 1988, the mintage of Washington quarters was considerably high, with approximately 1.7 billion quarters being produced. This was a time when the U.S. Mint was producing a significant amount of coinage to meet the demands of the economy. So while these quarters are widely available, there are still some interesting nuances to explore. When you look at the 1988 P Washington quarter in fine condition. You're looking at a coin that has seen a fair amount of circulation. In fine condition, the quarter shows moderate wear on both the obverse and reverse, with the most noticeable wear occurring on the high points, particularly on Washington's hair and the eagle's wings. While the details are somewhat softened, the overall design is still identifiable. Washington's portrait, complete with his classic draped attire, and the text surrounding it is still visible, and the eagle on the reverse is distinguishable, albeit with less fine detail than on a mint state coin. One of the key factors that determine the value of the 1988 P Washington quarter, just like with the 1974, is the overall condition of the coin. In fine condition, the 1988 P typically has a value range of $5 to $12, depending on its specific wear patterns and whether it has any unique minting anomalies. However, if you find this coin with some rare features, such as a double die, a unique strike, or other mint errors, it could easily fetch higher prices, with some collectors willing to pay anywhere from $25 to $50 for a particularly rare variety or error coin. Though the 1988 P Washington quarter may not be the rarest or most valuable coin in the series, it still holds a place of importance for collectors, especially those looking to complete a set of quarters from the 1980s or who appreciate the subtle historical significance of coins from this time period. Its widespread mintage means that it's easily obtainable, but as with any coin, condition and the presence of rare varieties can greatly increase its value. When we compare the two coins, the 1974 Washington quarter and the 1988 P Washington quarter, we see difference in the context of their creation. The 1974 quarter reflects the post-Vietnam era, when the US was grappling with inflation and changing monetary policies. In contrast, the 1988 P quarter belongs to a period of economic stabilization following the recession of the early 1980s, as the US began to experience growth and technological advances. Both coins may not have the rarities or high dollar values of other quarters from the series, but they each tell a story of their time and offer great opportunities for collectors. In conclusion, whether you're just starting your coin collection or are looking to add a few interesting pieces to your holdings, both the 1974 Washington quarter and the 1988 P Washington quarter offer great examples of American numismatic history. While their values in fine condition may not break the bank, the real appeal of these coins lies in their historical context, their role in American coinage, and the potential for finding unique varieties or errors that could significantly boost their worth. Thank you for tuning in to NT Coins World. If you enjoyed this deep dive into these two fascinating Washington quarters, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting insights and valuable tips. Keep your eyes peeled for rare finds, and until next time, happy collecting.